I'm Stephen John Drew from the official GonnaGeek.com show, a weekly geek news podcast that is a part of the Gonna Geek Network, just like the show you're checking out now. Shows on the network are individually owned, and opinions expressed may not reflect others. Find other awesome geeky shows at GonnaGeekNetwork.com.
Stand by for a brand new episode of All Things Good and Nerdy.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 359 of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. This is recorded live on Sunday, May 5th, 2019. Now, there are multiple places you could be watching us. We are playing with multi-streaming again, so if you are over on geeks.live, the chat room should look like normal, but you might see some chats relayed over from Mixer or from Periscope and things like that. So, hey, just bear with us as we play around with multi-streaming again. It's going to be exciting. Willie's really excited.
What?
You can tell.
What are we doing?
Multi-streaming.
No one told me about this.
It was a decision I made 5 minutes before the show started because
That's fair. I just show up, man.
yeah, I mean, but the thought is Restream.io added what they call their FTL, faster than light protocol for streaming. So theoretically, there should only be like a 10-second delay between what we are saying to when it goes out to Periscope, Mixer, and Twitch. I didn't turn on YouTube today because no need, but we'll see how it goes. I almost turned on Facebook streaming today, but nobody wants this on Facebook right now. Nobody.
You know what? I'm going to give that to you.
Nobody wants Facebook, period.
Well, I mean, there's elements of Facebook I like. There's that.
Boo.
I'm sorry, what?
Or not.
Dude, I'm not all here, man. I'm just going to let you know that right now.
He's not all here. When did you wake up, Willie? When did you get up?
What time is it now? I would give it 30 minutes ago. Good 35 minutes ago.
That's impressive.
Thank you. I try. See?
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you,
The
Willie.
beast from the east.
That's your new name?
What was my old name?
Willie?
I like my old name better.
Okay. Willie DeNelson. We'll go back to that.
But you know what I like even better?
Oh, please set it up right here. What do you like even better? I'm really scared what he's going to say, though.
So what would you say I am? What button do you press where I say I am a whole lot?
The beast full of yeast.
This one.
This
guy's creepy.
Yes, but you know what's even creepier?
Yes, but I'm not going to take away your setup.
That new Sonic trailer. Jesus Christ, what the fuck were they thinking with that?
They were thinking of cash because they wanted to make money on a video game adaptation.
Did no one look at this model they made and like, this is terrible. Let's go and put it in a movie.
Well,
Seriously.
I don't think they thought it out too much now. To not bury the lead, they've already said they're going to go and update the CG and change Sonic's appearance because the fan outcry was that bad. Which then gets you into the question of, are we getting an outrage culture where we're just needlessly caving to people who are angry? And in this case, I'll say no, because the Sonic design was absolute horse crap.
Yeah,
It was god awful. It was like
But-
they didn't show it to any test audiences before they put the trailer out.
Well, they showed it to their own executives who were like, this is great. Even we don't know anything about this character, but it's going to make all the money.
Yeah, apparently. I
But
figured
of
just the Pokemon trailer, which I don't give a shit about at all, but completely nailed the way Pokemon look. I just figured another company wanted to go the opposite way and see how badly they could render a character on screen.
I did hear a theory though, a wild theory, because if you look at some of these, one where Sonic is sitting in the car with Cyclops, looking at him, talking to him.
Yes.
It kind of looks like it's badly just photoshopped in. If you just take a still image, like that doesn't even look good. Like that doesn't even look quality.
Well, it's not.
What?
Go ahead.
What if this whole bad Sonic look was a ploy to get more people talking about the movie, and they already had another model on ready?
It wouldn't surprise me. That's an interesting conspiracy theory. I mean, but let's also keep in mind that for movie trailers on a movie that doesn't come out for another 6 months, it's not unheard of that the CG is not fully polished. Let's go back to the Marvel example, for instance.
Yeah.
We've seen various iterations of Marvel trailers where they've released a scene before it's fully rendered or before it's fully done, and then they've just updated it. And you see a much better version in the end movie. Let's look at Thor Ragnarok when they show Gladiator Hulk. What's in the trailer does not look at all the same of what was in the movie.
But
Well, I
in
think
fairness, he didn't look in a fashion that made you want to vomit.
the bigger example I remember is from Fantastic, yeah, when they changed the whole look of like the was it the what's
thing.
No, the realm they go to. What's it? The
negative zone.
Yeah, they changed the whole coloring of it.
That's true. And Sailor Poland, I will concede that he says in the chat, there's not fully polished, and this is shit. Okay, you are correct.
Yeah.
Going back to Sonic, it was kind of crappy. And I think the thing that entertained me the most, that creeped people out the most, was they gave him human teeth. And that's what creeped people out the most. And I was like, really?
It looks like the creepy fish that has human teeth that they show pictures of, and you're like, it's gah.
And you know what's even a bigger monument to the fuck up they did is that people were talking about this more than. Do you remember Sonic 06? The Sonic the Hedgehog game that came out in 2006 that people just call Sonic 06.
I vaguely remember it.
They're talking about that more than when Sonic had a relationship with a human woman.
Sonic had a relationship with a human woman. Never mind.
In Sonic
Never mind.
06.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
I'm not messing with you. This is a thing.
I'm not making fun of the fandom, but there are some strange elements of the Sonic fandom that I have come across in my wandering across Reddit and just the internet in general, and this seems to fall in that category of the strange element of the fandom.
I did see a lot of people have been fixing it too. Like Larry Bundy Jr. is a YouTuber I watch some from time to time. He put it on his Twitter fix for the Sonic the Hedgehog. He fixed it pretty good. Like, he made it like classic Sonic where the eyes don't have that bridge to it. It's just straight eye to eye. You know what I'm talking about? He doesn't have a separation right here.
I think yeah.
He fixed that, made the legs just skinny, I think, and just gave him like the cartoony smile. He kept teeth in there, but they weren't like human full-fledged teeth. They're like, but there's still essence of it.
There were
made it better.
There were fan mock-ups or edits that looked much better, and I guess the best way to describe it is they didn't try and make a super speeding running hedgehog look human, because I think that was the weirdest thing with the Sonic legs we saw on here is he had like human-esque body proportions, looked like a weird mutant human.
Those legs.
Yeah, it was strange. I understand what they're trying to go with. They wanted their own spin on it, but this is drastically different than what anyone expected. But here's the question for you. If you saw just this in a trailer for the Mario Brothers movie from the 90s, which would you hate more? Because they both are not very authentic to the characters.
Well, I mean, I can't.
At least they look like plumbers.
I mean, I can't really, because I've seen the Super Mario Brothers movie. I was disappointed as a kid, and also loved it as a kid, but also disappointed at the same time. So I can't take that away because I haven't seen the Sonic movie, and plus, yeah, it's kind of hard. I don't know. It kind of has a Yogi Bear feel to it because it seems like Cyclops is like a park ranger in the trailer.
But Yogi Bear actually looked like Yogi Bear.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you saw Yogi Bear out of the cartoons, he looked very similar to what you saw on screen. Just like, for lack of a better term, slightly more realistic when it comes to like the fur effects and things like that.
Yeah, I've never seen the Yogi Bear movie, just the trailer.
And going back to the
How
Sonic,
many of those were there?
I think 2. I'm not sure. Going back to the Sonic comparison to Mario, there was an interesting quote that I saw on Twitter. I cannot remember who wrote it now, but here's what it was. It was foretold that someday something would come along to make the Super Mario Brothers movie look amazing. Rejoice, brothers and sisters, as that day has arrived. And that was the Sonic trailer.
Koopa Koopa.
Nintendo did what Sega should have. Not stop making fucking movies.
Well, the other meme that was really funny on that one was they showed a picture of like Detective Pikachu side by side with Sonic and said Phase 1 Super Smash Bros. Cinematic Universe. I had a good laugh on that one.
I bet you did.
I literally just said I had a good laugh about that one.
And I said I bet you did. You can say anything here.
But why would you bet that I did when I've just confirmed I did? No one would take those odds.
I have a pink mohawk right now. See, I can say I do, but as the viewers can see, I do not.
Well, we can't see where it could be. You could have a pink mohawk on your chest. You want to shave your chest hair into a pink mohawk.
I don't think you know what a mohawk is.
You could tease it up with a little hair gel, I bet.
You know what? I can disprove that right now. Hold on,
No,
let me just lift the shirt.
no, that's okay. No.
Fine, dick.
We need to turn the lights on to see it, and I'm afraid of how pale you are and the light glinting off of it burning out your camera.
I'm this pale.
Yeah, but see, we can't tell because the lights are off.
I know. Well, no. See, my hair gives me a false kind of tanner look. I would look a lot more pale if I shaved all my hair.
You don't? Yeah, that'd be
I'm
freaky.
a hairy
though.
guy.
That would be freaky,
I'm a
though.
very hairy guy.
We've seen your giant beard, Willie. We know that you're a hairy guy.
It's just a regular beard.
Your beard's long, though. My beard's not that long.
No, it's not long. It's maybe like an inch, maybe.
That's true. You had the longer beard that you were tying out at one point in time.
Oh yeah, I still got it on top of my shelf over there.
Gross.
In the chat room, we went from an argument over a figure of speech to a pink mohawk to Willie threatening to get topless. Facepalm. Welcome to All Things Good and Nerdy podcast, where we
Yep.
go on random segues.
You can't contain these nips. The nips will get you.
Why?
And it unfortunately ends up too much having to do with Willie's body.
I do have
Actually,
a sound
you know
bump
what?
for that somewhere.
Go ahead.
I have to find
Of
it.
course.
Oh, here we go.
Why are you doing though?
Here we go. We should probably, do actual show stuff instead of talk about Willie's dick.
Whoa.
Agreed.
Whoa! No one mentioned my dick until you brought it up.
Well, that's just what the bump said from like 60, 70 episodes ago.
And technically, that's you saying it.
Yes.
But here goes something a little personal for you. My ex-wife used to call my nipples pepperoni nipples. I guess they're larger than them. I don't fucking know.
Oh, dear Lord. Why?
All things we didn't need to know.
All things
Like,
good and you didn't need to know.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it is good.
No.
You
Me-
got me there, Bobby.
Me
You
no,
got me
us
there.
knowing what your nipples look like, Willie, is not a good thing. Nobody here wants to know that.
Listen, I
You
may be
should
creepy.
contain those nips, Willie. Contain them.
Listen, I may be creepy, and it may have been proved in a court of law, but I mean, who needs to be within 600 yards of a playground or school anyway? Willie's creepy, and you know it. I forgot about that one.
I told you I have things hidden away. That one's a good one.
I did steal that joke from a movie I will mention later on in the what I'm into part.
Ooh, tease.
Foreshadowing. I'm also gonna get a little bit of what I'm getting into a little bit right now because this is also a little bit weird, but actually it turned out to be not that bad. So I actually started watching Game of Thrones again, like from episode 1, since I got that box set I showed you last time. With my mom.
Oh
Nah,
my.
that's creepy.
It's not that bad. It's whatever. I mean, I know she would like it because she likes that show, that Netflix show, The Crown, about Queen Elizabeth and all that, and she also loves soap operas. So, plop, let's add in a little fantasy and just there you go. It's
And
perfectly-
what lady doesn't like some Jason Momoa?
Isn't he only like in the first season?
Yeah, first season, but he said they started from the beginning, so
yeah.
she's getting her some Khal Drogo.
I didn't really hear anything from one way or the other with that. They did. My aunt also came in yesterday to watch some of it too, and I remember them just like, "Is that the only way they have sex?" Because they were only showing people having sex doggy style. I was like, and they kept saying, "I guess it's all they did back then." Like,
Yep.
back then, what? This is a fantasy world. This is
Yeah.
not a real place.
It's a fantasy world where
it's not
people
a
go
time.
months. It's a fantasy world where people go months without bathing, and that's the furthest away your faces can be while having sex. So doggy style works.
Oh, I'll give you that. But oh my God, there was that just reminds me of the only time I saw Mel Gibson movie. Was it Freedom? What the fuck was it?
Braveheart?
Yeah, Braveheart. Yeah, I only saw it the one time, and I remember him having sex with that one girl. I just remember having the thought like, oh my God, just imagine the smells.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons that people would actually avoid time travel if we could do it. Going back to
Although
pre showers in houses days would be awful.
I don't know, because the stories actually just saw this on YouTube, like a video on this. Apparently, it's a big problem not only at Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments but also Smash Brother tournaments where people just do not fucking bathe.
Ugh, gross.
Like serious. Like I remember someone was talking about going to one and they're like smelling something weird, and one of their friends like going around to try and like not echolocate but sniff locate, and they locate to one person. This one person, they could smell them across the room.
Oh,
That's
God, that's
gross.
awful.
And it's like, no one has told this person you smell really bad? Come on.
Grody.
Yeah, so people, nerds, shower.
That's the problem with a lot of things, though. If you go to like any tournaments and stuff, you could have like 90% of the folks there that are properly groomed or at least showered in the past 24 hours. You've always got that one or two, it seems like, that don't get it.
Oh my God! There's I was at like this the place called the Blind Tiger. It's like a music venue in Greensboro. It's like a little small venue. It's like a little bar place. And oh my God, there was this girl dancing in front of me, and I could smell her. I was like, oh God. I looked at my friend Hannah. I was like, huh? She's like, I was like, And I remember seeing this video of this guy like a music festival. He was like just having, his faces were hilarious, but he had like a stick of deodorant. He's like looking at people like waving at his arm, at his armpit with a stick of deodorant, like looking at them like, you need this. Oh my God. So because I will let you know, the only music festival I went to was Bonnaroo back in 2008. And they were charging, I think, like $10 for a shower. This was back in 2008. I wasn't paying that fucking money for a shower. So this was a 4-day long music festival. That shower, when I got back home, oh my God, you could just see the dirt just going down the drain. It was so wonderful. Like, get that shower. It was a fucking religious moment there. I can tell you that. Oh my God. But the next day I had to go back to my buddies to his Jeep because I left something in it. And he's like, oh, it's right there. So I reached in and I pulled out. I was like, did we smell like that? He was like, yep. Because he was trying to clean out his Jeep. And I was like, that's woo. Because it was 3 of us in that Jeep and it smelled horrid.
I mean, pro tip for things like going to cons and things like that. Yes, shower before you go. But also in your go bag, keep a stick of deodorant or baby wipes and stuff like that, because if it's hot in there, you're going to start to sweat and you're going to wear out that deodorant. Just put a fresh layer on. I'm not saying don't take a shower that night and go back for day 2 with just fresh deodorant. No, take a shower, but having a stick of deodorant, it's a good plan.
Mm-hmm. And don't just rely on Axe, middle schoolers and high schoolers. What the fuck are you thinking?
Done away with, because motherfuckers pour that shit on like it's fucking oxygen. And it's god awful smelling.
Well, it needs to be done in moderation. That's the problem. Is the people are like, I don't have time to take a shower, so and they'll spray like 30 seconds worth of it on themselves. It's terrible.
There's that movie. It's over there with Kevin James where he goes in the MMA.
Here comes the boom.
Yeah, here comes the boom. There's a scene of it where he's like getting ready for his date with Selma Hayek. God, she is hot in this movie. Not just that her looks, just like her attitude. It's just awesome. No, but he's like, should I go with this cologne or this cologne? He's like, fuck it, let's let him fight it out, and just spraying it continuously over him. Let's let him fight it out. There we go. It's like,
that's never a good idea.
And then before she left, she said, "Oh yeah, by the way, a little cologne goes a long way." He's like, "Yeah, I felt the burning in my eyes." All right, let's get into the news. We're getting long in the tooth here.
Well, you heard him. We're going to the news.
That was a suggestion, not a command.
The ATGN studios on the internet. It's the news of the week.
Welcome to the news of the week. It's that part of the show where we run down what is in our minds some of the most interesting, geeky, and or nerdy news to have popped up here in the past week. And I honestly don't remember what Willie's news is, so Willie gets to go first.
Awesome. My news of the week is there's probably going to be a new show on Disney Plus, and I'm super excited. I should have. I'm just going on memory from this this article. I did read it. I mostly remember the headline, but I mostly remember it. I think Ron Howard is going to be a part of it. They're going to be making a Willow TV show for Disney Plus. Who remembers
Everything
Willow?
old is new again.
Who remembers Willow?
Yeah, I remember it. It's been years since I last saw it, but I do remember it.
Oh, it's so good. I wonder if Val Kilmer is going to get back in shape for it. It's Mads. What was his name? Mads.
Mad Mardigan.
Oh, I thought it was Mads Mardigan. Yeah, Mad Mardigan. Remember Mad Part? Yeah. I just remember that picture of like just a picture of him, a recent picture of him, and he's. I mean, I can't really say much, but he is looking kind of frumpy, and it's just the sign saying, "Remember when I was Batman?" That was good. But yeah, Warwick Davis said he's going to be coming back. So yay! I wonder where they're going to go with this. Maybe maybe the grown up what's the little girl's name? Little baby's name?
As someone who hasn't seen the movie in 20 years, I don't remember, at least.
I was hoping Bachman was going to save me on this one.
Sorry, I got the last 4 call-outs that you couldn't remember. I fell short on that one.
Did you know you're my hero, baby? Well, you failed.
Isn't Ron Howard coming back to direct again, too, from what I'd read?
He already said that.
Okay.
And it just got backed up by Chris.
And we have confirmation.
But yeah, I'm super excited about this more than any other show on Disney Plus because it's Willow. It's fucking awesome. If you haven't seen Willow, what's your goddamn problem? Go watch fucking Willow.
Just rewatched it a while ago. It holds up pretty well.
I'm more excited
it
for The
does.
Mandalorian, sorry.
Yeah, I'm way more excited for The Mandalorian.
Who's the Mandalorian following? Some person we don't know of?
Yeah, it's introducing a new character after like the fall of the Empire, where you have a Mandalorian on the outskirts of Rim space that's just a mercenary.
Wait. The fall of the Empire. When did the Empire fall?
Return of the Jedi?
Return of the Jedi.
I've been seeing these new movies, and the Empire is still in full force.
That's not the Empire.
That's not
the
the
First
Empire.
Order.
What is that?
The First
The
Order.
First Order.
Is that part of the Empire?
No, it rose from the ashes of the Empire. Literally the words that come out of Leland Gaunt's face in the start of The Force Awakens.
Listen, I haven't seen that since the theater. So you gotta give me a little bit of break there. And
The Empire fell apart.
Mhm.
A bunch of Nazis got together and put part of it back together and called it the First Order.
and they pretty much kept it looking the same with stormtroopers.
Well, yeah, you're not going to
Excuse
change
me with
your manufacturing facilities if you can just reslap a new brand name on it.
I mean, you can excuse me for that. I mean, because I saw stormtroopers, I figure it's the same exact shit. I mean, that's a logical jump, right?
It's an illogical jump if you actually watch the films.
I mean,
They're not called the Empire.
I don't like war movies.
Apparently not, because you don't seem to enjoy the Star Wars, and I myself enjoy them quite a lot. But yes,
I
in the
didn't pay enough
Star
attention.
Wars, the Empire fell when the Emperor was tossed down an elevator shaft, and then everything fell apart because they didn't have a leader anymore. And then years later,
Well,
the First Order went around and opened all their warehouses and grabbed all their stormtrooper outfits and put a military back together.
It seemed like they just had the same amount of presence as ever before. So that's the way it seemed to me. They're always
Yep.
on all these planets and everything. We're just here already. Nothing's changed.
There's also like a 40-year gap from Return of the Jedi to The Force Awakens.
There's a 40-year gap between my dick and the floor. Doesn't mean a whole lot.
I don't even know what that means, but
It means nothing. He's just saying words to keep his face moving.
all right. So let's go back to the fact that this is on Disney Plus. I think they've got a variety of programming coming into play. Willie's not going to care about the Mandalorian, for instance, but what's their hook to get someone like Willie? They put Willow out there, which he cares about
Yeah.
a lot more than any of the Star Wars shows. So it's interesting that they're going back to these older properties and bringing them back to try and hook people onto Disney Plus.
Listen, if Disney does anything, it's to hold on to old properties. I mean, look at
That's
they are
true.
the reason why what is it?
Well, they're the company that invented the vault for their own movies.
Well, I'm talking about like they're keeping the God I can't think of words today. When
Apparently not.
when things get to a certain age, they're free range for everyone. Like they're keeping it so Mickey Mouse doesn't go into
You
the
mean when the
public domain.
copyright?
Public domain.
Yeah.
That's
When the
word I'm looking
copyright
for.
expires.
Yeah. Well, no, not the copyright expires. When things get so old, they just in public domain, anyone can use it. They're the ones holding that back.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it's
they don't wanna
understandable,
lose-
but I mean, it's also kind of dickish.
They don't want to lose Steamboat Willie.
Yeah, and that means they lose Mickey. That means anyone can fucking make Mickey stuff. You want Mickey Mouse stuff? Make it. They can't say shit.
They'll fight that forever. Disney has a lot of lawyers and a lot of money.
Well, it also kind of crept up on them this year. Like the beginning of this year, it kind of crept up. I forget the 1926, I think. In the beginning of 2019, like boom, all this shit became public domain.
Sailor Poland is saying the same thing as you, saying the original Mickey Mouse cartoons are public domain, but the current iteration of Mickey has changed enough, and they've also got it trademarked, so they retain ownership. There's some weird legal wrangling taking effect so that they retain Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, they'll every once in a while, like every 25 to 50 years, they'll make sure they update the actual standard visualization of the character and have a new artist do a new take on it. So it changes a little bit every 25, 50 years, and then they copyright that.
That makes sense. That's also smart. I mean, yeah,
that company will never lose that character. Mickey Mouse in total will never become fully public domain. They're never going to let him go.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And they're also never going to give Donald pants. That poor angry duck.
Have they said how long the season's going to be for Willow or anything like that, Willie, or is it just that it's in the works?
I just heard it announced.
Okay.
That's all I saw.
No release dates or anything like that, just that they're planning it. I imagine it'll be somewhere probably 2020 when it comes out.
I mean, I'm not gonna be day one Disney Plus because what the fuck are they gonna have that I want? I want to see new shit. I already have all the old shit.
Mandalorian.
Is that gonna be day one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it all gonna pop out, or is it gonna be episode by episode?
They haven't said, or if they have, I don't remember.
I think they might have mentioned at Star Wars that one's going to be a week-to-week show, but I'm not positive.
Well, I'm not even interested in that myself, but if I was, I'd wait till it all comes out and just binge watch it all in one day.
And they'll have the Falcon and Winter Soldier show soon-ish from the way they were talking. Now, we'll wait until we get to Endgame before we talk about whether the title of that changes or not.
Yeah, they might need a new logo.
And I just had a wild thought. I bet Mickey and Minnie have
the
sex
lights
doggy
came
style
on.
too.
Oh god, the lights came on. Ray said he had that wild thought, so I was hoping it would set up to something really significant, not Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse banging.
Cartoon sex. That's
But I
the
wonder if
significant things in his head.
I wonder if they do anything kinky with their tails. I mean, it's got to be in the way. So I mean, you got to move it.
No.
It's got to smell weird too. They are
mouses. Why are you trying to sexualize Mickey and Minnie Mouse?
Because it's my freedom of speech. I can do it.
And you can suffer the consequences. Chris, mute him.
Exactly. Yeah. That only protects me from the government.
So before we transition off this topic, just remember,
Willie's creepy, and you know it.
There you go.
It might have been proved in a court of law. I'm not gonna say either way on that. This guy's creepy.
Jesus.
Let's move on to the next news story.
This is your fault, Chris. You went to me first.
So we were going to talk about. We talked about Disney Plus. Let's talk about another quasi Disney property. What do you got for us, Bachman?
Gabriel Luna announced on his Instagram feed that he will once again ride and see, what did he say? It's an honor to ride again with Marvel and our new partner Hulu. To all y'all that have made calls for this show over the past 2 years, thank you. Your voices were heard. Die and ride. # Ghost Rider. So the Robbie Reyes version of Ghost Rider that Gabriel Luna was starred as on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is going to be returning on a Hulu show. And they're saying that they're, how did they phrase it? They're stressing it will be a completely new iteration of the character in no way connected to the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. storyline. So basically it just means he's not going to be on the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but it's going to be the same fucking character because he's going to have the car. He's going to be Robbie Reyes and it's going to be Gabriel Luna. So I don't know how much of a different iteration it is if it's exactly the same fucking character just probably staying in East LA and not going to wherever the Agents of Shield base was the season he
How
was
I
on.
read into it is that it's not part of the MCU character that's been established already.
That might be true. But yeah, they're doing that. They're adding it onto Hulu, and then what do they say about it? Then in addition to that, this was the other thing that got me in the Variety article. In addition to Ghost Rider, Hulu has also ordered a live-action Marvel series, Hellstrom, which would be Daimon Hellstrom, Satan's son. And then they'll be joining the upcoming animated Hulu Marvel shows based on Howard the Duck, MODOK, Hit Monkey, Tigra, and Dazzler, as well as the third season coming back of Runaways. So Marvel's not dropping their Hulu shows. They're adding more. And from the looks of things, we're going to get the Supernatural Marvel universe all done on Hulu. And it makes me wonder if they're going to do some type of separation to where maybe those shows will be interconnected over on Hulu, but then the MCU shows will just be the ones going to Disney Plus. So they could have the more adult supernatural, like bloody vampire shows and demons and stuff all on Hulu together, which is kind of, it's one way to separate it. Because when it comes down to a company that owns 60% of one streaming service and is starting their own, I was wondering how they were going to divide the shows up. And it seems like they're just kind of picking and choosing what goes where. But I mean, with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the lovable show that lots of people stopped watching, which is sad. They've introduced so many characters on the show is insane. And the fact that they brought in the Ghost Rider and did him perfectly. If you haven't seen the season of Ghost Rider, you never watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., just watch the one season with Ghost Rider, because that one season is fantastic. The way they did the car, the way Gabriel Luna plays Robbie Reyes, he does the character just perfectly from the comics. And it was a really, really solid season of storytelling. And that was something, a lot of us never thought that would be a character you'd see on screen. But not only did he do well on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., now he's getting his own show. And with the Supernatural Marvel Universe, we already know they're doing Hellstrom. On Ghost Rider, you could introduce the Spirits of Vengeance. You could get a new TV version of Blade. You could get freaking Deacon Frost. You could get a new version of Brother Voodoo. Like, there's a whole lot to dig into in the Marvel Supernatural world if you go looking into the magic and spooky storylines. Freaking Werewolf by Night, Man Thing, the Zombie Book. Like, Marvel's had horror comics for quite a long time, and there's a lot of them that run together. I mean, hell, yeah, if they just did like a Spirit of Vengeance thing where you got the multiple versions of Ghost Rider and Blade running around killing vampires or something, like, there's a lot of stuff they could dig into a show. So I'm excited to see where they go with it, because this could be a really interesting new world for Robbie Reyes to drive his car around and whoop people's ass with his hellfire and his chains.
They just better, goddamn, they better have a good enough song that matches the tone and awesomeness as they did for Howard the Duck. Woo! They better have a theme song that's better than that, because that's hard to top.
I saw you thinking hard for the past 60 seconds, and that's what you were waiting to say?
Oh, no. I was thinking, like, wait, the character to be on screen. You never thought to be on screen. Excuse me, Nick Cage has a word with you.
No, I meant on TV, the Robbie Reyes version.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I knew we'd get Johnny Blaze. Like, as soon as they started making Marvel movies, because Ghost Rider was hugely popular in the 90s. That was a character that was on everybody's school folder. Like, that was a character that, permeated society. I knew we'd eventually get a Ghost Rider. I didn't think we'd get the Robbie Reyes version of Ghost Rider so fast. Which, I mean, and also, I mean, this is a character that's currently on the Avengers in the comics. Like, it's crazy that, the character that, I can't think of the guy who invented it. He just did Metal Death Cop. He's fantastic. But the guy who created Robbie Reyes, the writer, like, he created a very unique version of the character for the new Ghost Rider. And, like, it's gained a lot of popularity and a lot of traction really fast. And, well, the car's fucking cool.
I don't know, the best Ghost Rider thing I've ever seen would be I think the trailer for the second Ghost Rider movie, where it's just Ghost Rider taking a fiery piss in a black background.
That was a weird scene.
That was the best.
That whole second movie was fucking weird. Spirit of Vengeance was just, it was just full on Cage.
If you're ever seeing the behind the scenes stuff, it gets even crazier, because Nick Cage, he didn't go blackface, but he did have, like, he tarred him, like, blacked out everything except for his, like, eye sockets, and even his hair was slicked back with, like, this, like, tar substance. And he, like, for all, like, the scenes where he's Ghost Rider, it was so, and when just seeing him do this shit is hilarious. Nick Cage, you never change. You're a national goddamn treasure.
That he is. He is a special fella.
Just
But odds
maybe
are
stop
we
getting
won't see
married.
him. Odds are we won't see him on this new show. But we're getting Gabriel Luna back, so this also confirms that, you know what, we don't necessarily have to lose the actors from the Marvel Netflix shows. They could be rehired and reprise the roles. Gabriel Luna is showing that it can be done.
Yeah, but I don't. The one I want to see it go for is not going to happen. Daredevil.
And you never know.
I mean, and actually Luke Cage, because I want to see how they continue on with that character. And I'm never going to see it.
That's probably true. Which
God,
is
I
sad,
want
'cause,
to
yeah,
see that. It's
the
so
way that
good.
show ended sucks because they basically made him the villain. They made him the kingpin of Harlem and then stopped the show. Like, what the fuck?
Like, that's such a good turn. Like,
Well, and Mike Colton was so good in the role. Like, he did such a good job embodying a guy who basically started off not wanting to be a hero and then being a hero kind of for the right reasons, but just protecting his neighborhood. Like, he did such a good job in, like, as Luke Cage. It's just sad.
well, I mean, Luke Cage. The second half of the first season was terrible. Who was it? Who was the bad guy? Diamondback.
Diamondback.
Oh, so terrible.
Yeah, I think
The
they should have
worst part.
reversed it. He should have fought Diamondback first and then Cottonmouth at the end.
Cottonmouth was the much better, charismatic villain.
Well, he was a much better actor.
Much better. Oh yeah, that's it. It just looked better too. I mean, Diamondback, just whoever the actor just didn't look like he would pose the threat.
Well, and then the suit they gave him, that which isn't his
Oh,
fault.
God.
He didn't design it. The suit was not very good. Yeah,
I
Bashar
don't know.
Ali, like, that dude's awesome. Like, he was Cottonmouth and he was freaking the Prowler in Spider-Man the Animated Series. He's Uncle Aaron.
I will say, I'm not saying the actor was bad as Diamondback. Just like, I mean, if he had, he wasn't in shape or anything. I mean, which is not against him. It's just they should have, done something about it. Like someone
Yeah.
should have said, like, hey, we have a problem here. Let's try and fix this.
Yeah,
No
for a
one would
character
give
who
a
was
shit.
supposed to be physically imposing, standing next to Mike Colton between the two of them, he didn't look physically imposing. Well, at the same time, what's his face from the second season did.
Mhm. Yes, that's all. I forget-
Bushmaster.
yeah, what's his nuts?
Bushmaster looked physically imposing. Like, standing next to Mike Colton, that actor looked like, that would be a good fight.
And it was.
Yeah, the second season fights were way better. But all shows grow. Most shows aren't their best in the first season.
Well, I mean, who didn't look at that and say, this is good enough? Like, come on. Someone dropped the ball there. Just like with Sonic.
Oh, that was bad. That was bad. So let's move on to the last news story here, which will actually lead us into the back half of the show. We're going to talk about Avengers Endgame. Hey guys, there's a trailer for Spider-Man Far From Home potentially coming out tomorrow as we record this. That'd be on May 6th. Why am I bringing this up? Because normally we don't talk about a trailer before it comes out. Because by all reports, as the trailer opens, there's a warning from Tom Holland saying this contains spoilers from Avengers Endgame. And also bear in mind the Russo brothers on Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, and everything have said the spoiler ban for Endgame ends tomorrow. So the memes will blow up, all of that stuff, and you won't have to worry about things as much. But it would appear that Avengers Endgame, the roughly 2-week moratorium we've had, it's been pretty well stood up for spoilers. It's going to end tomorrow. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, prepare to shut down the internet. And if you want to see the new Spider-Man Far From Home trailer that's going to drop, supposedly it's going to be big on the Endgame spoilers. And if you've seen Endgame, you can probably understand why, because we start to understand why some of the questions we had. So spoiler alert right now, because we'll start getting an Endgame. Some of the questions we had regarding Peter Parker's passport and why there is a no date on it start to make sense. Or no year, rather. We get a May 15th
there was no year.
and no year. Well, we sort of understand in the post-Endgame world where some of these things are going from. So
I'm sorry. Come on now. Like, I've seen how much this movie is made. Who the fuck hasn't seen it?
I'm sure there's plenty of people that haven't seen
There's
it.
a couple of people.
They probably don't even care about it. So who cares?
Well, you got to remember, though, it's a 3-hour movie plus however much time it is for previews. So let's call it 3.5 to be kind. There's some people that may not be able to schedule out the 3.5 hours to do it between a bunch of other things they have going on and things like that.
And
So
within 2 weeks.
it's possible. Not everyone has the capability to be like, F it, I'm going to the movies.
So you just go by yourself. It's such a good feeling. You don't have to worry about other people.
Yeah,
like,
but who's going to
"Can
watch
you do
their
this
kids
time?"
or something like
No.
that? There's
don't have kids.
Yep, priorities. That's why I don't have kids. I'd rather watch Marvel films.
Look, I'm just
on
saying,
opening day.
there are some folks out there that won't have seen the movie yet, not because they're making a
Yep.
decision to be like, I don't care about Avengers, but because life gets in the way. So just be aware that the spoilers are going to be out there. Specifically, the Spider-Man Far From Home trailer is probably going to start to make a bit more sense as to why we had a lot of vague inferences to things and what all was going on with it. I'm curious to see where they go with it. And I think it's a smart move that they actually have Tom Holland, of all people, who spoils everything by accident, warning of Avengers Endgame spoilers for Far From Home.
God, I love that one where the thing came out. It's like Tom Holland leaked script on Instagram or something, and he's like, "Holy shit! I thought this was real for a second."
Yeah.
He's like, even I thought I did it.
No, there's
And
a
the fact
reason
that,
why they only
like,
gave him the
him-
pages of the script that he was in. He saw nothing else.
Well,
since we're
apparently
spoilers-
Ruffalo had a whole full fake script.
Well, Mark Ruffalo also is known to have a big mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Also true.
Those,
So
those are the two.
we are officially out of the news of the week. Those of you that do not want to be spoiled on Avengers Endgame, just turn the rest of the show off, because
Fuck
that's
off.
pretty much what it's going to be. No, don't tell them to fuck off. These are our listeners. But come back after you've had a chance to watch Endgame and then listen to our take on it.
If they've gone 2 weeks, 2 full weekends since Avengers Endgame came out and made $2 billion, and they haven't seen it yet, they're not our listeners. They're not our fans because they're not our type of people. Let's be honest.
I pledge allegiance to the United States of America's ass, because that's America's ass right there.
That is America's ass.
To hear that line was that
Oh.
is America's ass.
Yeah, since we're going full spoiler, I love the fact that no Hulk was showed in any of the advertising, because those of us from the 90s knew it during the Infinity Gauntlet, Infinity War saga. The reason Hulk lost the fight was because you actually had Banner Hulk at that time. You didn't have Green Smash Hulk. The fact that they gave us Banner Hulk was fucking amazing. And Ruffalo killed it. He was so good through this whole fucking movie. He's goddamn entertaining. Was trying to do the fake Hulk smash or rawr, kush, rah. That shit made me laugh. God damn, he's good.
This is probably one of the movies Ruffalo got to have the most fun in, I would assume.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it. And then at the end, still got to do like a hardcore dramatic scene when he's talking about most of the radiation's gamma. It's like I was made for this. Like when he delivers that line, it's so fucking solid. He's like, no, it's got to be me. We saw what this thing did to fucking Thanos. I'm the only Avenger that could live through fucking putting the gauntlet on.
Which is a callback to Avengers 1 when Tony basically said, maybe this happened to you for a reason.
Yeah, that the Hulk wasn't a curse, that maybe it's a gift.
I
Now
love
we're talking about
also
fate.
I love also the memes that are going around that are under spoiler threads on Reddit, but it's like out of context Avengers Endgame spoilers. They're like, if you told someone these spoilers, they would never believe it. Like Hulk dabs on screen, Thor threatens a gamer on Fortnite, stuff like that.
Well, shit, I technically wore a spoiler on my shirt to the movie last night because I was wearing the Secret Wars shirt from Funko that has Falcon Cap on it. And so I kept my hoodie zipped up until the movie was done because I went to see it with my friend. And I unzipped my hoodie. I'm like, look, I was wearing a spoiler. She's like, Jesus Christ, you're awful. It's like, yes, but I didn't show anybody until after the movie.
All right, so I guess I was gonna wait a little bit, but I'm gonna get in some of the naysaying now. I
Uh-oh.
like the movie, but I didn't like it as much as everyone else did. They rushed that fucking Captain America old man thing. They rushed it the very fucking end.
What else do you want to do with a 3-hour movie? I mean, I'm not saying it's an invalid criticism. I'm just saying it's a 3-hour movie.
Yeah. You know that they filmed probably enough to do a 5-hour film, and they had to put 2 hours on the cutting room floor.
They could have took out some of the stuff from the first 2/3 of the movie because everything is so heavy on the last third. I mean, as well it should be, but I mean, even the time traveling stuff just felt like fluff to me.
You're ridiculous. It was all necessary, and it was all good.
But it felt like fluff. Like, okay, this is just means to an end. I'm just sitting through it to get through it. Let's do this. I know it's coming. Let's make it happen, Captain.
You got
mean-
more? I mean,
it's just
Is
I
that
need
your,
more than
your
just
one criticism?
there's probably going to be more as it comes through. I mean, there were funny parts. I'm not gonna deny that because I mean, that's America's Ass was fucking hilarious.
There's some great comedy in it. One of the things that got me rewatching it yesterday was I do have a problem when they forget the rules of the universe that they've laid in place. You remember in the Guardians how no one could hold an Infinity Stone because it would fucking kill them if you even touched it? But yet somehow Hawkeye can just sit there with the Soul Stone in his hand and nothing happens.
Well, that was the Power Stone.
Yeah, I was gonna say that as well. I think that was exclusive to the Power Stone.
That was my understanding. Also, was that it was that
it was
stone.
only the power.
Yeah,
Well,
which makes sense.
The ether was killing Natalie Portman. I guess maybe it was just the other stones you could hold them a little longer, just not the Power Stone.
Strange.
And also, I think maybe because Hawkeye also earned the Soul Stone
With the sacrifice.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's also probably another possibility.
Maybe.
So, going back to Hawkeye for a second, I thought one of Renner's best moments in that film was the first 5 minutes when it's him on his farm with his kids. And then you just see his daughter dissolve into dust behind him and he starts looking for his kids. And the way he portrayed that, like, pure panic of what the hell happened. I don't know what's going on. Oh my God, everything I know is lost. I thought he nailed that.
Yeah, 2 Fridays ago when it opens on that scene, I'm like, oh, this is gonna fucking hurt. Because you know from the trailers that he's gonna be Ronin. And you know the only reason in this universe that he would become that character and become a murderer is if he lost his whole family. So yeah, when you see like just it's a barbecue out on the farm and he's teaching his kid to shoot the bow and arrow, and like at the opening of that scene, I'm like, oh, this is gonna fucking hurt. Yeah, Renner worked his ass off in this film. He was fantastic. I've actually not really been a fan of Hawkeye through the MCU, and this kind of redeemed everything that they've done with him because he kicked ass from start to finish. Like he was great through the entire movie.
And you know what this also means? It means Hawkeye got a longer house arrest than Ant-Man did. Ant-Man, by the time the snap happened, he was already out. He was free. He was out doing experiments.
Yes, he got paroled midway through or at the very end of Ant-Man and the Wasp. So
yeah,
he was out at the very least
why Hawkeye
a few days before Hawkeye. And I don't know, maybe they...
Was Hawkeye still wearing his ankle bracelet at the start of that?
They panned the camera to it. Maybe the thought is that Hawkeye went and attacked the Avengers Mansion and assaulted the Vision, and that added on to his charges, whereas Scott was just at the airport fight. I don't know.
That could be.
It's still a little weird.
I just solved the weirdness.
Yeah, and well, you know, apparently he hacked off that fucking ankle bracelet and went around murdering gangs.
Let's be honest. If half the world disappears, I think Hawkeye being on the loose is going to be the least of their concerns.
Yeah.
Or they would just assume that he dusted.
True. Yeah, if the ankle bracelet disappears, it's like, oh, he must have just turned to dust.
And apparently this new Black Widow movie that's going to be self-produced by what's her name?
Scarlett Johansson is producing and acting in it.
So it's going to be a prequel. So maybe we might find out what happened to Budapest.
That's true. It could be the story of Budapest. Yeah, if I can. Oh, yeah. The fact that like they fought each other to commit suicide, like as you're going into that scene, you're like, okay, so which one's going to jump off the cliff? And then you got to figure, oh, they're going to go against each other. But I didn't really think the fight was going to be that vicious. Like they did such a good job. Like, no, these two would whoop the fuck out of each other to have the opportunity to die for each other. Like that was insane. The way they did that was fucking awesome. Boo, Sailor Poland. Boo. Fucking Red Sparrow. Though that totally was a Black Widow movie.
I thought that was a Punisher movie.
So going back a sec, I was talking about those spoilers from Endgame. No one would believe 3 weeks ago. Rather, here's a few of them, and it's just fun because you wouldn't expect it. Hulk dabs on some kids. No one expected Hulk dabbing. Thor cuts Thanos' head off in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah,
I did not like the dabbing scene.
They kill Thanos twice.
Yeah, they kill Thanos twice.
Yeah, that's how good the Russo brothers are. We're gonna give you a villain so bad that you want to kill him twice in one movie.
Well, did he really earn it the first time?
He went for the head.
He went for the head. I mean,
yeah.
Tony and Scott talk about how great Cap's ass looks in the 2012 Avengers costume.
4 to 5 Avengers argue Back to the Future time travel theory.
And Hot Tub Time Machine, which Sebastian Stan was in.
Hot Tub Time. Wait, so you're saying Back to the Future is all bullshit?
A bunch of bullshit?
I was surprised with the amount of blood in this movie.
After all we got was all this for a drop of blood in the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was surprisingly bloody. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, there was definitely a fair amount of blood, especially in the end fight.
we just get a full on decapitation. Okay, in the first little act.
Continuing on the spoilers no one would have believed, a fat drunk Thor shit talks some kids on Fortnite.
Yep. Well, just a fat Thor. Like, you can end the sentence right there. Fat Thor. Like, who would have ever fucking thought that they would do that with Chris Hemsworth?
I now have 2 characters I can cosplay in the Marvel universe: Spider-Man from Into the Spider-Verse and Thor.
Sailor Poland says, when Cap fought himself and I had him in a headlock, I said out loud, "Think of Martha." And what's the next line? "Bucky is alive."
Yep. Oh, just and the like, as how he like. As he said the line, "I can do this all day." He's like, "Yeah, I know." He's like, "I really am kind of an ass sometimes." He's like, "I have eyes on Loki. I'm not Loki."
So much, some Cap cursing too.
That's true. Next one, Spider-Man is web swinging off Mjolnir just to get caught by rescue and passed on to Valkyrie riding a Pegasus. If I told you that 3 weeks ago,
Yeah,
you would not have believed that.
I would have. It was sure, whatever.
Rocket pets Scott's head and calls him a puppy. That was just a fun moment.
That was great.
Wait, what was that?
Look, he's so happy.
Who pet Rocket?
Rocket pets Scott's head and calls him a puppy.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a little uncalled for.
Okay, Captain America says Hail Hydra. The subversion of the elevator scene. That's what that brings us to.
Yep.
I thought was fun. Everyone's
That was
expecting this
so
next
awesome, yeah.
badass elevator fight scene. It's one of the things everyone remembers from Winter Soldier when they think of Cap and the Russo brothers movie. Like, oh, that elevator scene's so awesome. And then just to have him lean over to Sitwell and be like, "Hail Hydra."
Well, the look on fucking Rumlow's face, like, what? Cap's in with us? Oh shit!
I mean, if you also think about the time travel stuff, this does keep in line with like the Bill and Ted kind of time travel where everything has already been done.
Yeah,
everything you will do is done. It's already been done. You just have to make
sure you do it.
Well, I mean, no, you don't have to make sure you do it because it's already been done. If it's already done,
well, that's why Cap had to go back and replace all the stones.
Well, I know, but it's already been done because he does go back and replace them.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, they have said that Cap's fate is that he's in an alternate universe at the end, basically.
Yeah, that's also kind of weird. And I think, was it when you people said it or someone else said pretty much retcons all of Agent Carter show?
Well, it did until they basically said that, no, we just put him in an alternate universe then.
Well,
no, I picture it more that Peggy kept working and acting like Cap was dead the whole time, but actually had him like hidden in her house in the attic.
Yeah, but the Russos literally said that he's in an alternate universe. That's how they worked their way around it.
And when did he get back? Like, did he go back as soon? Like, like, boom, I know I just went in the ocean, but I'm still here.
Well, that's a question to be asked when a lot of people are theorizing you get a Captain America Disney Plus series at some point in time.
Yeah, because the time that it takes to actually deliver the stones, like Hulk said, he gets as long as he needs. For us, it'll be 5 seconds.
I still felt fucking rushed. Well, should we need to do something with Captain America? Let's just throw him out there. Okay, all right, let's do it. All right, it's an afterthought. Whatever. Captain America's now old. Whatever.
It wasn't rushed at all. It was a perfect callback to the Avengers, where they basically flipped the script and had each of them do exactly what they said the other one wouldn't do. Iron Man made the sacrifice play, and Cap figured out the smart way to fix everything.
Yeah, but Iron Man made the sacrifice play in Avengers also. I mean,
well, no, he tried to, but didn't.
Well, it's not his fault he fell back through the space portal. He thought he was dead.
Yeah, he thought he was dead. He went to make the sacrifice play, but then in this one, he actually does.
I am inevitable. Well, I'm Iron Man.
I am Iron Man. Then I do love the fact that they gave Jon Favreau those lines with the kid at the end. Because let's remember, none of this happens if Jon Favreau doesn't fight with Marvel to get RDJ. The actor that nobody wanted to insure, the actor that nobody wanted to cast because he was just coming out of drug rehab again. Jon Favreau fought to get fucking Robert Downey Jr. in Iron Man, and 22 movies later, we get the largest opening of all time, and it's basically all based on Jon Favreau believing that RDJ would work in the role. Like, I love that they gave him some nice screen time with Morgan.
Well, and he got the line that wrecked me the most about getting her cheeseburgers, and I'm just like, oh God, why? Why are you doing this to me?
Yeah, I'll get you all the cheeseburgers you want.
I just got myself back under control after the funeral scene, and then he's like, I'll get you all the cheeseburgers you want. I'm like, God damn it. God damn
and
it.
Also, I I think I had to wait till you guys told me the funeral scene who the fuck that kid was.
Most people
Yeah.
didn't know.
Yeah, because who would have known?
I didn't
what
catch
does
it the
what does
first
it
time
matter in the
through.
grand scheme of things if you didn't recognize the kid? He's just
It is
one
just
of many
weird.
people there.
It is just weird that there's one character you don't recognize at the funeral. But yeah, rewatching it the second time yesterday, when you look at that kid grown up, like you can see that that's that actor. You can tell. Just the first time through, it didn't click. But yeah, when I was like, oh, that's the kid from Iron Man 3. And when I watched it again, it's like, oh yeah, that's totally him grown up. You can see it in his face. But yeah, it is weird that there's basically one character at the funeral that you don't instantly recognize if you've watched all the Marvel films.
I just want to know how they got Drax to wear a shirt with his sensitive nipples.
It's a very nice silk shirt. Very smooth.
It's Egyptian cotton, thank you.
Yeah, so we kind of walked around the fact that in the end, it's Tony that snaps with the Iron Man version of the gauntlet and kills Thanos and all of his forces, dusts them. So some symmetry there.
Oh, I did see a good little internet comic, little thing. It was like what that scene reminded him of, when he took all the gems out of it with his glove.
Oh, yeah, from the Robin Hood Disney movie.
Yep. And what was it? Baloo just goes.
I did like in this movie they established if you're sacrificed for the Soul Stone, you're dead. There's no coming back. So Gamora from Infinity War, she's dead. Black Widow, she's dead. Now I assume we'll see her in some kind of prequel of some sort, and what they do from there I don't know with the character, but if you die for the soul for the Soul Stone, that's a permanent sacrifice, whether the gem goes back or not. It's not like Cap is going to take the gem back to Red Skull and magically Natasha's back, I don't think. Now I could be wrong, they could play with it.
I want to see that interaction of Red Skull and Cap because he had to talk to him.
That's true. That would be weird. He had to get the Soul Stone back to Red Skull. Like,
wish we would at least saw that. Would have just wished we could have seen that.
Honestly, I think they're setting it up so that if they want to, they can revisit that as another Cap movie or a TV show. Or it just could be that, hey, it's a 3-hour movie already. There's no point in going to show this because it really doesn't add much other than just a cool fan service moment that doesn't really fit at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
That's my thought on it, at least. I don't know.
Did he talk this?
Sorry?
Oh, go ahead.
I like the fact that Anthony Mackie is now Captain America.
Well, I don't mind that at all.
It makes me
weird how they did it.
We got Sam Cap.
Which makes me wonder if they're going to change the name of that Disney Plus TV show from from Falcon and Winter Soldier to Captain America and Winter Soldier.
Yeah, they definitely could. I do think that it was weird that I thought they missed the opportunity just for one line from Anthony Mackie when he gave him the shield and he asked him how it felt. The answer should have been heavy. Not that it feels like somebody else's. That shield is heavy because he's taking over the mantle of Captain America. I thought
metaphorically heavy.
Yeah. That one word I think that one word would have been awesome if Anthony Mackie had said that, where he's like, it feels fucking heavy, Cap. Just knowing that what he's taking on in that role, especially because like they did such a good job of it in the comics, when he gives that shield to Sam and Sam is dealing with a world that, like, the whole comic book at that time was about racist and prejudice, and like they literally did like the opening page of each comic book was like a social media Twitter stream with people using the hashtag #NotMyCap, and like it was literally a bunch of racists complaining about the fact that a black guy was Captain America, and like they did that so well in the comics that knowing that like this Sam Cap is going to have to deal with that type of stuff, like, I mean, I'm looking forward to it, but it's going to be weird to see how they address it.
You know what he should have said though instead? Well, after he took it, he should have said, America's ass never gonna look so good now.
I had no issue with how he played it, actually. I thought it was a well done moment. I like the fact that Bucky knew exactly what Steve was going to do.
Joke.
Like,
yeah. Oh no, I loved it. I did love it. I would have liked that one extra little bit about the fact that that's a heavy mantle to carry.
I do have to admit, I was also happy going back through this film that Korg was not snapped. Korg and Meek were both alive and hanging out with Thor.
Yep. Just chilling on the couch playing video games.
And Korg was wearing Taika Waititi's clothes while he's hanging out on the couch.
They wouldn't have been snapped though, would they have?
Why not?
He kind of already killed half the people that were on the ship.
But they said in the ship that half the people died on the ship, and then they had half die again.
Are they brought back?
The half
Presumably.
the half on the ship were Asgardians, not the half of Korg's race or Meek's race, because those were different races. So
Are we doing by race?
The
Are we doing
implication
by
was
grouping?
whoever survived the ship survived, and then they were snapped after that. Is what the movie implied.
Yeah.
So
Wait, that makes no sense. Well, why kill half of them right there then?
I don't know that he necessarily killed half of them in Infinity War. He just killed a bunch of them.
Yeah. Just to clear out that big room.
And what about the half people that he did just kill, like outright, like Gamora's whole race on this planet?
Well, I think the people that are dead prior to the snap remain dead. All the snap did, at least based off my understanding, they could change it, was bring back those that were dusted. Because remember, Tony was very big on the fact that we're only bringing back those that were taken, and we're not getting rid of everything that's happened. That's why we're in 2023 now in the MCU.
Yeah, because he couldn't stand the idea of losing Morgan.
Mm-hmm. Or is it 2024? I don't remember. That's why we're 5 years ahead in the MCU at this point in time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Because
Yeah,
like I
they
said,
can actually keep their dates right now.
and it threw me off that Parker goes back to school 5 years later and Gank is still there. Why is Gank still in fucking high
'Cause
school
he
5
was
years later?
snapped.
I mean, we're also forgetting that they've already fucked up the timeline before with
Yeah.
Spider-Man 8
But-
years ago. So you're saying it's 2020 now? in
You know what? It's
Spider-Man?
also comics, so settle the fuck down. It's
Well,
just
why-
comics.
How'd they not see that coming? How they not fix
It's
it ahead
called
of time?
Sony screwed it up. Kevin Feige
Yeah.
basically said, "Yeah, that's not the right date" in a later interview.
Oh, fair
Yeah.
enough. You know, I can see to that point.
My hope right now is once we have Spider-Man Far From Home, which Kevin Feige has said is the final chapter of Phase 3, they can actually start talking about Phase 4. Because I was talking to Sailor Poland with the chat. He was like,
Yeah.
well, there's Nova movie coming. I said, but is there? Because we don't really have much official confirmed for Phase 4 other than what? Eternals? That's the only thing they've talked
yeah.
about, which I presume would be...
Eternals is official because they officially announced Angelina Jolie's casting.
Right, but we assume Doctor Strange 2, we assume Black Panther 2, we assume Guardians 3, but none of these have been confirmed yet, or as Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 potentially, who knows.
And,
And I thought about it, the fact that the last interaction with the Guardians and Thor was them making fun of Chris Pratt for being one sandwich short of fat, and now James Gunn's going to get a ship that has the Guardians on it and a fat Thor.
Well, it depends
You
on how
know
late...
he's gonna play with that.
It depends on how long after Endgame Guardians 3 takes place, though.
True, but yeah, I want to see the competition workout series where Thor decides to get back into shape and Chris Pratt's trying to keep up with him, or fucking Star-Lord's trying to lift weights next to Thor and not look bad.
I do have to admit that seeing James Gunn work with Chris Hemsworth could be a lot of fun because, let's be honest, we've learned over the years that Chris Hemsworth is hella funny. Hella funny. That's why the new Men in Black looks entertaining. That's why Ragnarok's one of my favorite movies in the MCU because
Ignore
Hemsworth is
Ghostbusters.
hilarious. Well, I haven't seen Ghostbusters, but by all accounts, he's one of the best
He's
parts of it.
Yeah, he's hilarious in Ghostbusters because he's stupid man candy.
he's a
and
little
he
too
plays it
stupid
well.
for my taste.
But it was hilarious.
Oh, there's a phone in this aquarium. Oh, that's dumb.
You're dumb.
I know that, but you're also dumb.
Yeah, Pretty in Black looks like it's going to be good too.
Takes one to know one.
Fucking Thor and Valkyrie in nice black suits.
Yeah.
That whole cast is just too goddamn pretty.
Is it though?
Mm-hmm.
And also, I did not know that was Pepper Potts in that little fight scene. Did
In
not know
Rescue?
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
did not know that. I thought that was what's her name? Michelle Pfeiffer, is that right? No,
Yes,
no.
But the older
Yeah, I thought
Ant-Man
that was her.
Wasp did
Yeah.
not
What,
come and
original
fight.
Wasp? No.
Yeah.
No,
I
OG
thought that's who it was.
original. No, Ant-Man and Wasp, the originals don't show up. Not in the fight. They came back, but only Hope comes back to the
I
fight.
couldn't tell that was fucking what's her name? The See You Next Tuesday lady.
Well, she's wearing the helmet that Tony had
Yeah.
taken from Morgan earlier in the film.
Didn't
About
even
things that he
notice.
makes for his mother. or for
It was
her
a
Yeah.
mother.
mask. That's all I saw.
Yeah, it's the rescue helmet.
Mhm.
That's why the color scheme's different on it.
They're making
It's
a
the
Funko
blue.
Pop of it also.
Oh, of course they are.
Whatever.
They got to make a Funko Pop of Morgan wearing the rescue
I
helmet.
hope no one buys it. Oh, her. Yeah. I thought you meant
Yeah.
the Pepper Potts wear it. No one needs to buy anything Pepper Potts. I'm glad she's
Yeah.
gone from the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I don't care too much about the rescue pop, but yeah, I want to see a
She's been
picture
gone
of
from the real world.
Tony Stark's daughter with the little repulsor thing that she had like made on her hand and wearing mom's helmet. Like that would be super cute. That would be a great Funko.
You guys are too Funko Pop heavy.
What? Really? You think so?
I'm cleaning
Yeah.
out a bunch of mine, actually.
I mean,
I
the only ones I
keep buying more. It's never gonna stop.
I wish I didn't have some of these.
I have an addiction. Well, if you guys want to get rid of yours, just send them to me. I'll take them. I'll give them a good home.
Are you sure you don't already have some of them?
I don't care.
I mean, do you want? I mean, I already know you have Miles Morales, Spider-Man.
I have a couple different Miles Morales
and Lady Thor.
I do, yeah, because that was in the
I know-
Marvel collector's box.
Yeah, because I
set.
got that from C2E2, and you got the same thing later on.
Yep. I don't care. I'll take them.
But I mean, you can have Piccolo up there. You can have. I'm gonna keep my Howard the Duck because that's.
I don't
Howard the
have
Duck.
any DBC.
I'm gonna keep my Howard the Duck. You can fuck right off of that. Because he's Howard the Duck. Woo!
Settle down, Jesus.
The best Marvel Cinematic Universe character. How come he wasn't fighting Thanos? He could have been in his Iron Duck suit.
Howard the
This
Duck was in
bullshit.
that final fight, though.
Where?
Is
Where?
he in there?
Yeah, he's with the Ravagers, according to what I've seen on Reddit. Now, I can't confirm it for you until I can actually get the movie and screen grab it.
Why was he with the Ravagers? That makes
Because
no
he's in
sense.
space, presumably with the Ravagers. I don't
There's
know.
a lot of people in space.
Yeah.
Yes, and there's a lot of people that get portaled into that final fight.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, that's
and-
something also that also disappointed me with this movie. They built up Captain Marvel so goddamn much, and I'm only here for like a little bloop.
Honestly, I love that because all the complaining about, oh, she's gonna come in and just wreck Thanos and she's gonna be overpowered and blah. Like there was so much whining online. They're like, no, she's a really strong chick, but she's not the fucking end all be all. Like I love what they did with her because they did exactly what people didn't think they were gonna do with her.
And there was one thing I did hate. I mean, they did make fun of her, like always. Oh, you're gonna need another haircut, but the haircut she had there, that was a real. May I speak to your manager haircut?
Well, that's the haircut she has in the comics.
I know, but was it not one of those haircuts like, oh, this is a Karen type?
Not quite.
It was. May I speak to your Thanos manager?
No, that's the Kate plus 8 haircut, and she didn't have that type of bob.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, well, you're not catching up on things. But no, I loved when they introduced her, and then actually the scene that really got me was the on your left scene. When you have fucking everybody's down, half a Cap shield is broke, he's dropped the fucking hammer, his arm's split in half by Thanos' sword, and he just fucking ratchets down the strap to fucking like cut off the blood, and stands up and walks towards Thanos like, yeah, I'm gonna die. I don't care. I'm still gonna fucking fight you until I'm dead. And it's literally Thanos, his entire fucking army, and Cap is the only one left standing. And he's like, yeah, let's go, bitch. Bring it. And then everybody shows up. That scene was so good.
Good music
And
on
yeah.
that one, too.
Yeah, the music was awesome. Fucking everybody piling through the portals. And yeah, just getting Sam to be able to say fucking on your left, Cap. Like that fucking line killed
Well,
me.
let's be honest. I'm glad they finally saved the payoff for Avengers Assemble until now, because you've got to admit they've probably thought about it earlier
Yeah.
times, and they teased it in Age of Ultron. And I read a report on this, and I can't double source it, so I'm not 100% sure that supposedly that end scene Joss Whedon filmed where Cap is there and goes Avengers. And all you hear is that, and it cuts off. He didn't even let Evans say assemble because he was afraid that someone would use it for promotional material or something like that. So really, when he did that scene, all he did was Avengers, and they cut, and that was it.
Maybe he said
Yeah.
it Avengers ass.
Yeah, the fact, yeah, it's almost a 22 film payoff to get a catchphrase. And it was amazing.
And it's
when
already
he
the title of the
says that,
movie.
It's like, holy fuck. It was so good for him to have him fucking deliver that line. Well, that
the title
not
of the movie.
him and Thor fucking swapping hammers back and forth was just hilarious. No, you take the little one.
Oh, that was a time when the theater just clapped and roared. It was when all of a sudden Captain America had Mjolnir.
Yep.
Mew Mew.
When he picks up Mew
I
Mew.
said it the way I said it.
Just call it Mew Mew.
What's her name?
It calls
Kate
back to your
Beckinsale?
favorite movie, Thor:
What's
The
her name?
Dark World.
Cat
No,
Denny.
no. Didn't she say it in the first Thor?
I thought it was in the second one.
Mhm.
Yeah, she said it both.
No,
of them,
she
probably.
says it in both of them.
Well, it was a cat. What's her name? Kat Denson? Is
Kat
that right?
Denning.
Denning. I
Dennings.
just said it.
I'm sorry. I don't listen. I'm listening to Chris Archer argue with me and being wrong or partially right. He gets
Yeah,
half
no, she
credit.
says Mew Mew in the first one. And then when he comes back, she's like, "Oh, look, it's Mew Mew."
God, I love her.
Yeah, we know why. Let's move on past that.
Also love Christina Hendricks. Oh God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we know why. Let's move on
For the
past
same
that.
2 reasons.
Oh God. What? You're both here? Hey.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm in heaven.
Oh dear.
Hey, I
Will's
mean, come on.
creepy and you know it.
How am I creepy for loving titties?
More
Because
like
you're
the
just-
obsession about the.
Yeah, you're just creepy no matter what.
Cut that line out. How am I creepy for loving titties?
You're creepy because you're disrupting our in-game conversation.
You're
Billy.
creepy because you're creepy.
I know we skipped around a ton on Endgame.
Yeah,
It's not a perfect
worth it.
movie. I fully acknowledge that, but it's a movie I came into and had a lot of fun with. And
Did
I
it make anyone's top tier? Did it take anyone's number one spot away?
It does not take my number one spot.
What is your number one, by the way? I can't remember.
I keep going back and forth. It's between Iron Man or Thor Ragnarok, to be honest.
Really? It's always either one of the Captain America Winter Soldier or Civil War. One of those two. That's top. All the rest.
Winter Soldier. See, that's the
Below.
problem. My top 3 is Winter Soldier, Ragnarok, and brain fart, Iron Man. And it changes my priority of which one I like most, like all the time, because I like them all 3 of those so much, and it's tough for me to be able to rank them.
That's why I always say number one can always change, but that number two will always be.
Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah, that's always going to be a number two.
It's
That's
a
the
piece of number
problem.
2.
That needs to be on the bottom of everyone's goddamn list.
I figured you'd take that setup. So I'm trying to remember
I mean,
going back to where I just re-ranked them.
what it comes down to with these movies is there's very few that you come in and go, man, why the hell did I spend my $9 to go and see this if you saw it in the theaters? Let's be honest.
Say what?
There's very few of these movies that when you leave, you go, man, why did I spend my $9 to see this?
Thor: Dark World.
That's why I said very few. That's one.
I've
for
never
many
been
people.
mad leaving the theater from a Marvel film.
Thor: The Dark World.
No, I liked it.
You're wrong.
Well, you suck.
I mean, I do, but I mean,
See.
so do you, and so does Thor or not Thor Ragnarok, Thor: The Dark World. So many Thor.
As I think right now, my top 3 are Homecoming, Civil War, Ragnarok. I think Endgame would be like number 4. I think I might put it above Iron Man.
Endgame's top 10. But again, I'm sticking to my thought that I'm really not going to rank it until I've had time to digest on it a little bit because it's not.
weak.
It doesn't matter. It's not fair to rank it when it's so fresh in your mind. You're like, oh my god, and all the hype is still there and things like that. Because I
It's
don't
been
think that's...
over 2 weeks for you.
Yes, I realize that, and I will stick with what I've said. I've seen it twice now. I want to go see it another time. Whether I do or not,
Yeah.
I don't know. It may actually beat Avatar now, is what they're saying for worldwide box office, which would be interesting.
Oh, it's already beat 2 billion. So they
Yeah.
said it projected today is going to beat 2 billion.
And I think it was like 2.8 worldwide for Avatar or something like that.
That'd be awesome if it beats Avatar, because, well, let's be fair. It's not the retelling of Ferngully. So
Are
I'm
those
sure-
numbers with inflation?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure James Cameron's going to pitch a fit if it does, because we know how much he loves the superhero movie genre.
Well, just make him make a fucking Marvel movie.
He did want to make Spider-Man at one point in time, I thought.
Yeah, wasn't that in the 90s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, there was a point, where they were looking at him to do a Spider-Man movie.
They chose better with Sam Raimi, though. Just saying.
Those Sam Raimi Spider-Man films were damn good when they first came out.
Ugh. Did you see the movie debut of Man Thing, Bachman?
The one on Sci-Fi?
Yes.
I watched it on Sci-Fi, yeah.
On the day it came out?
No, it doesn't matter because it's not a cinematic release.
I know, I'm just saying. You got some weird rules you always mess up anyway.
You keep trying to find fucking loopholes in your bullshit and it don't work.
I'm sorry. How many non-villain pop codes do you have?
That
Funky
rule went
Pop.
out the window fucking years ago.
Yeah, but it was a rule. So
It was a
your
rule for
rules
like 6
changed.
months. And during that 6 months, that's all I bought.
Bullshit. That was some weird flimsy shit, and you knew it.
You're weird, flimsy shit.
I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm picturing it, and it's just disgusting.
Well, we do need to start wrapping things up. So while we did not go super in depth, it was a scattershot opinion on a lot of things in game. If you do want the full in depth
Spoilers.
conversation, spoiler wise, I know the folks over at Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. did probably close to an hour and a half, 2 hour long spoiler filled podcast that I think should be coming out soon. So if you want the video version, go over to youtube.com/Gonna Geek, or you can just get the audio version from their feed. You guys have final thoughts on Endgame as we wrap it up?
It could have been better.
It was fantastic.
I'll wrap it up saying I don't know how you replicate this spectacle again. This is 21 movies worth of build-up, and now we have a set level of expectation of what these things can be like. So I don't know what you do 10 years from now when you want to do another Avengers
Secret War. Bring them all back.
That would be cool.
Even Iron Man. Bring them back.
That would be cool. They did set things up, I think, so that you could theoretically do mutants or cosmic-powered folks when Rocket was talking about the wave of energy that came from Earth. You could theoretically use that to spark mutants or the Fantastic Four's powers. We'll see what they do with it. We know that we're probably not going to see any of those in Phase 4, though.
Yeah, Fantastic Four, just say, whenever they do, just say it's like it reverberated off the edge of the universe and this is the wave coming back.
That could be. They've got things they can do. We'll see what happens on it, but
although, why would it not affect other people out in space? It doesn't make sense.
Maybe you have to be genetically predisposed to be influenced by it. I don't know.
Whatever.
I just said I don't know. That's just a theory.
Some people get diabetes. Some people get superpowers.
Yeah.
How did I not get diabetes is what I want to know. I drank so much Mountain Dew as a kid.
Do you still drink so much Mountain Dew, though?
I'm getting too much like Thor right now, so I'm cutting back a whole lot because I weighed myself and I was like, oh, that says 269. I'm 20 pounds too heavy at the very least. And that's still 20, that take away 20 pounds. I'm still overweight, but I still look better. I need to start changing something.
It would be helpful.
Don't you judge me like
I'm not judging you. I'm just saying I've done similar things and it's been helpful. That's all.
I say now I'm gonna just go eat a sandwich.
That's why I got a whole lot of water here.
Just drink your water. So let's wrap things up then, and we'll wrap it up quickly with our traditional segment called What I'm Into. It's our chance to share with you guys who are watching live or listening at a later date just what kind of geeky and or nerdy things we've been getting into, so that maybe, just maybe, you'll want to try them out yourselves. I'll kick things off. What I've been getting into. Been kind of busy with work, but I did hit up 2 different places for Free Comic Book Day yesterday that were local, which is always fun to see the crowds that turn out for Free Comic Book Day, and especially when Free Comic Book Day is also Star Wars Day. It was a nice mashup of events. You had a lot of Star Wars influence stuff at all the Free Comic Book Day events, and God, what else have I been getting into? I've just been busy. And Detective Pikachu comes out this upcoming weekend, like Sailor Poland says in the chat, and I'm excited about that.
I'm pissed off by that.
All right, so Willie, why are you pissed off about that? Tell us why, and then tell us what you've been getting into.
Because on Reddit, I was seeing that you could get like early screenings of it and just go to this website. And the whole 2 days, this website was down for maintenance. I was like, what the fuck is this bullshit? I would love to go see this movie a little early. But nah, fuck off. Whatever. I don't even remember the name of the fucking website. Pissed off.
Well, what else you been getting into, Willie?
Oh, that's right. You did say that. I did say I stole a line from a movie from earlier about the whole proven in court thing. That was from a movie called Dead Ant. It's not a Pink Panther movie. Dead Ant. It's stupid. I know.
I see what you did there.
It's a weird fucking movie starring Jake Busey and Tom Arnold. I didn't recognize any of the other people in it. But it's so fucking weird. Oh, it also had the little person from Seinfeld, I believe. He was in there. But yeah, I didn't recognize anyone else, and it was a weird movie. Very weird. They go trip on peyote in the desert, and every time they kill an ant, or the ants come back bigger. So you kill them, they come back bigger. Kill them, come back bigger. And they're all trying to kill them. Why are the ants? Oh yeah, there's even a scene where the ant just looks up at him like, "Oh, you just fucked up, man." Like, this ant just fucking talk. It's the only time the ant talks too. It's weird. Although he was on peyote. Oh, Sean Astin was in it. That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, that was Rudy, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he was in. I forgot about it. He was the first one to die off, so he had a little small role, so it wasn't. That's why I forgot. Yeah, so it was a weird movie, but you get those chompers of Jake Busey, and it's good to see Tom Arnold still working.
Yeah, he's still around.
Did him and Roseanne divorce? Was that a long time ago?
Long
I just don't remember
ago.
it. All right,
Long
I don't
ago.
remember about it.
Yeah, like
Well,
20 years ago.
yeah, watching Game of Thrones with my mom and aunt yesterday. Gonna go do some more today. What else? I watched. I got this suggestion to watch this movie on YouTube, and it's one of those like YouTube movies where it shouldn't be on there because it's legal, but it's a shitty movie no one cares about. So it's called Hell High. Fucking terrible slasher movie, if you even consider it a slasher movie. Apparently, it came out in '89, but it was like filmed like 3 years before because the main actor of it died before the release of it, like by 2 years. And the movie was just terrible. Oh my god. I'm not even gonna get into it because I could just describe some of it like this makes no fucking sense. It's stupid. Don't ever watch it. If you see Hell High come in, and I was like wondering what the fuck's this title even mean? Oh wait, they're high school. It took me to the end of the movie. Oh yeah, high school. Hell High School. I get it now. But the high school is such a tiny little part of it. Like it makes no sense. There's no demons, no hell, no nothing. Just I'm this woman. I'm gonna cut you. That's all it is. It's dumb. Fuck Hell High. Don't ever watch it. Watch The Gate instead. And fuck it. What else I'm getting into is a cigarette I'm about to light up. I can't remember shit right now.
All right, Anthony, finish things up for us. What have you been getting into?
Let's see. I finished off Sabrina season 2. I started watching the Chambers show on Netflix, which is kind of weird. It's about a girl who gets a heart transplant and then starts like seeing visions and like kind of being influenced by the girl who died that gave her the heart. And I'm like 3 or 4 episodes into it. It's really cool. The mom of the dead girl is Uma Thurman, so it's cool seeing her play like a very different role. And it's a very strange show where 3 or 4 episodes in, I still don't know if what I'm doing with is like supernatural or if it's like a weird cult thing. Like it's a very strange show so far. I'm actually not even sure if I really like it, but the acting and the storytelling is done really well. So it seems like a cool story. I'm wondering where they're going. Like it's really weird. I've been playing some Apex. Almost finished with the season 1 battle pass. I got been playing a tiny bit of Anthem just to get some Elysium keys because those end in like 2 days. But fucking the glitches in the system have been so bad. I got 2 legendaries this week, and they both showed up with only 2 inscriptions. They're supposed to have 4. So like shit's just fucking broken, and like it's
not gonna get better.
Annoying.
You know it's not getting better because they're taking away from them.
They are, but yeah. I mean, when I actually get to play, it's fun. But yeah, the fact that like stats are broken on legendary inscriptions and fucking masterworks right now. Everything that's rare looks like it has better stats than the shit that's a masterwork that's supposed to have 10 times the stats on it. Like the fact that they can't get just the standard abilities to appear correctly in the game is just fucking annoying. But it's still fun as fuck to just hop in my Javelin and go fly around Bastion because goddamn, it's pretty, and the flying in that game is the best of probably any game I've ever played.
Here's
I
a
love
question for you.
fucking playing it.
Do you think they're going to keep with their 10-year plan for that game?
Yeah, I think it'll fall to a 5 at best.
I think it's going to fall to a 1 less than a year.
They'll keep it going for a while. But yeah, I'm hoping instead of focusing on, because it's funny because everybody's complaining about the loot, like all the fucking Reddit, all the posts, everybody complaining online on YouTube and videos and shit. It's like, oh, we want more loot, we want more loot. I don't give a fuck about the loot drop rate. I'm fine with the loot drop rate. I've slowly been building up one suit that's got legendaries on it, a couple others with masterworks, and the rest are just rares. I would rather the fucking stats work. I would rather the game didn't glitch. I'd rather when you get frozen, I actually get frozen and the on-screen visualization matches what's happening. I would rather those things. I would rather the bugs get fixed than fucking the loot. I don't give a fuck about the loot. Fix the bugs.
The one thing I did see was like someone like a legendary drop, and he was flying to it, and then the server crashed before you get to it.
Yeah, I saw that video.
I was like, really?
Yeah, fix the bugs. The bugs are more important than fucking increasing the loot drop rate for bitches that want to complain because they went through the storyline in the game the first day and have been on level 30 for fucking 2 months and don't think they're getting enough loot drop. fuck you, just grind it. Like, it's a fucking looter shooter. It's going to be a grind. The fact that, like, the biggest complaint about the game is I don't get legendaries fast enough. I don't give a fuck how fast you're getting loot. It's supposed to be random. It is random. I've gotten legendaries. Sometimes I'll go a week without getting one. Like this week, I got 2. I don't give a shit.
Borderlands
I'd rather
3
have
is
the
going to eat
bugs
its
fixed.
lunch. That's what it comes down to. Borderlands 3 is going to come out and just eat everyone's lunch.
I hope not, because all those
the number-
microtransactions they lied about.
You mean
As it is,
the skin pack, basically? It doesn't have any game content that changes it, so who cares?
Well, I mean, it's much different than him coming out saying there will be no microtransactions to being microtransactions.
Okay, but why do I care if it's a microtransaction to buy a different skin that I'm never going to buy?
Because if he's
anyways?
gonna lie about that, what else is he fucking lying about?
Yeah, some game stuff has been disappointing. It was weird though with the low number count. I actually did the new temple, the new stronghold, the sunken temple, and I logged in. And you have to go public for expeditions into strongholds, and no one else was in the queue. So I played through the stronghold all by myself. So that was kind of cool because I got to look around and check out the architecture and design of all the levels and stuff because no one was rushing me to push it through it. So that was kind of nice, though. It's a little sad that a brand new stronghold that had been out for less than 2 days had literally nobody queuing up for it. So
I got it. All Bachman self.
yeah,
I don't want to be.
I'm gonna be the last player standing on Anthem. Apparently, it's just gonna be me.
Last
Yeah.
Bachman standing.
Last Bachman standing. Yep, that's what I'm getting into.
You're welcome for that.
I'm probably gonna go play some Anthem after we're done here with my friend V. Go do some. I started a new pilot with her. I'm running a Colossus and she's running a Javelin. I'm gonna go take my burner Colossus and go through the first temple because she's just getting to that point in the storyline, and I have to use all of my Elysium keys by tomorrow. So I'm gonna go run through the stronghold 3 or 4 times and open all the chests at the end. Finish getting all my unlocks before the Elysium keys are no good anymore.
Well, I'm a little sad because you're not playing Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, it's a blood hunt weekend. I literally haven't even logged in. It's
I
sad.
spent. I did respec my my Ash, so I got that bloody top now.
Maybe I'll do some this week, this afternoon.
I spent over 1 million blood points.
Dang.
Yeah, I was sitting on. I was like, yeah, let me just use that. And speaking of Dead by Daylight, did they have any announcing of release of in-game the collapse for it?
The collapse? Not that I know of. I don't think it
Alright.
has a date yet.
That sucks.
The poll was out on the public test server though, so they might just be taking the poll information to figure out when or if they're going to move forward with it in the state that it's in. They might
That's
be
been
making
alright to me.
changes.
I still want to know, can you open up the hatch with the key after they closed it?
I would guess you can.
I would hope so.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a date anywhere on it of when it's actually going to be released yet. Excuse me. Yeah, it'll be coming at some point. They're going to add that into the game. And I played a little bit of it on the test server. I like it.
And you know what's just as much as a grind as Anthem is? The work those the CGI people have to do for Sonic the Hedgehog.
Way to tie things back to the top of the show.
Yeah, it's got a callback. I'm master of it. What can I say?
Well, Master of the Callback, thank you for chiming in with that. And also a big thank you to everyone who did participate in the show live today as we streamed it over on geeks.live. Don't forget, we stream this show live every Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, over on geeks.live. As we shut this thing down, you guys have any final thoughts for us?
I love you 3000.
Fuck Gwyneth Paltrow.
Well, those are both good thoughts, I guess. Thank you, guys. Greatly appreciate it. And thank you to everyone who did come in live, like I already said. We love seeing you guys here for the live show, and we'll see you all next week. Thanks for listening to this brand new episode of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. Don't forget, we'll be back next Sunday live at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central over at live.atgnpodcast.com, channel 3 of the Alpha Geek radio app, and over at our network home at GonnaGeek.com/live. If you have any feedback for the show, please contact us atgnpodcast@gonnageek.com, on our hotline number at 304-806-ATGN, or even better, go to Twitter and send us a message at ATGN Podcast. The music you've heard in this show is produced by Kevin MacLeod and can be found at incompetech.com.